Hello displorers, welcome to another exciting video and thanks for watching. In this video we shall be presenting the top 10 countries in Africa with the most handsome men. Africa is home to some of the most handsome men in the world. African men are tall, sexy, classy and are heavily endowed. All around the world, African men are some of the most fashionable with a good sense of humor. Generally in Africa, handsome men are most determined by what they have. The more wealth they have, the more handsome they are. However, there are some African men you can't deny or ignore their physical appearances. While Africa is home to some of the most handsome men in the world, there are certain African countries whose men are gorgeous and greatly stand out among others. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our videos. So in no particular order, here are the top 10 African countries with the most handsome men. Number 10. Kenya. Kenya is an East African country filled with handsome men and good-looking people. Kenyan men are dark, tall and sexy. They tend to give ladies sleepless nights with their charming smiles and red lips. Kenyan men are extremely ambitious and smart. Another important trait of Kenyan men is that Kenyan men are good cooks and know how to treat their women right. Number 9. Angola. Angola is another country in Africa that produces some of the most good-looking people. Angolan women are beautiful and their men are extremely handsome. Angolan men are tall and classic with chiseled bodies. What makes Angolan men stand out among African men is their sense of fashion. Angolan men are extremely fashionable and have a good sense of humor. Some Angolan men are top models who've worked with some of the biggest brands in the world. Looking for a fine man who will turn heads when he steps into a room? Then head over to Angola and get yourself a fine Angolan man. Number 8. South Africa. Now let's head all the way to the southern part of Africa and talk about South African men. South Africa is one of the most beautiful and developed countries in Africa, and the beauty of the country is being transferred to its people. South African men are not only famous for how handsome they are also very romantic and great lovers. South African men love to take care of themselves. They eat healthy, work out and hang out a lot. They are also very fashionable and classy. Also, though South African men are handsome and classy, there's this myth that most South African men are lazy. Are you a South African man watching this video? Well, we'd like to know, how true is that? Please leave your response in the comment section below. Number 7. Morocco. From the southern part of Africa, let's head all the way to the north and talk about Moroccan men. Morocco is a beautiful country with rich culture and amazing cuisine. But one other thing that makes Morocco an amazing country is its people. Moroccans are very friendly and nice people, but most importantly, they have very handsome men and beautiful women. Moroccan men are tall, sexy and extremely good looking. Unlike some other African men who love having many wives, Moroccan men are faithful lovers. Moroccan men are gorgeous, sleek and are great lovers. Most of the country practice the Islam religion, hence Moroccan men love and marry women who also practice Islam as a religion. Number 6. Ghana. When we hear of Ghanaian men, the first thing that comes to mind is tall, handsome and heavily built men. Ghanaian men are very interesting people and are great lovers too. They also love to work out and eat very well. Ghanaian men will easily chat up women at graduation parties, wedding parties, and even at funerals. Yes, they are handsome and they know it. Another important trait worthy of note about Ghanaian men is that they are confident, jovial, smart, and heavily endowed. Their dark chiseled chocolate bodies make them very desirable. Number 5. Ethiopia. When it comes to beauty in Africa, Ethiopia is always on the top of the list. The East African country does not only boast of some of the most successful companies in Africa, it also has some of the most good-looking people on the continent. Not only is Ethiopia made up of beautiful women, Ethiopian men are very handsome, as well as their sexy slender bodies and long faces that make them very desirable to women. Ethiopian men are great lovers and extremely hardworking. They love their women. Ethiopian men have a good sense of humor. They also have some of the most successful top models in Africa and are greatly representing Africa at the international stage. Number 4. Rwanda. Rwanda is currently one of those countries making Africa proud. The country has been involved in one of the most brutal massacres in Africa, which led to the loss of so many lives and destruction of properties. This greatly affected the male-female ratio, with the country's female population greatly dominating that of the male. However, Rwandan men are gorgeous. They are smart, hardworking, and are amongst the tallest men on the continent. Their beautiful eyes are piercing and extremely charming. Number 3. Nigeria. Nigeria, also known as the giant of Africa in terms of population and economy, has some of the most good-looking people. Nigerian men are handsome and classy. Most Nigerian men and women can easily be seen in Nollywood movies. Nigerian men are sexy, tall, and extremely ambitious and hardworking. They are great lovers and are found in almost every country in the world. Nigerian men are amongst the most successful top models in Africa. The men are tall, dark, and are amongst the countries in Africa with the most beautiful women. Number 2. Eritrea. While Eritrea might not be the most popular country in Africa, its men are extremely good looking. Eritrean and Ethiopian men have almost the same features. They are handsome with slender, sexy bodies and long chiseled faces. Eritrean men are great lovers and also very hardworking. They love their women and hardly marry outside their country. Number 1. Somalia. Somalia is one country in Africa that has great cultures and friendly people. What Somalia lacks with beauty and economy, it makes it up with its culture and people. Somalis are amongst the most good-looking people in Africa. Somali men are tall, sexy, and extremely handsome. They are passionate about things they love and are great lovers. Somalis are everywhere and they can easily be identified by their physical looks. Looking for a fine man? Head over to Somalia in the eastern part of Africa and you can thank us later. There you have it, explorers. Those were the top 10 African countries in no particular order with the most handsome men. Thanks for watching this video. If you want us to cover any of your top 10 topics, do well to leave your suggestion in the comment section below and we'll do our best to grant your request. Also, if you did enjoy the video, do well to give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe and share with your friends.